and she was like, oh, I texted you on TikTok and I think you blocked me. I'm not a scammer. You guys, so very quickly, yeah, someone texted me on TikTok. She said, no, okay, first of all, she commented on a video I posted and she was like, did I post a tutorial of how I made this? And I said, no, but you can find it on my YouTube. And then, so that was like a day before or 2 days before. And then I got a DM from somebody saying she got some wigs and she was supposed to sell them around November, December, but the person she bought from didn't deliver and she bought like five varieties, but the person sent two. So she needed my help to help her sell. And I read it, I'm like, this is probably a scammer. So I just blocked her. And then a few hours later, I got a comment on one of my videos on YouTube, and she was like, oh, I texted you on TikTok and I think you blocked me. I'm not a scammer. So I was like, okay, let me go back and check. So I unblocked her and I replied. And then we got talking and I got her number and then we had a video call and she was like, she bought this she wanted to start the hair business and then she bought some bundles, like she sharp paid money to buy some hairs and it didn't come on time. The person has not sent the remaining, and then what the person later sent were like the cheaper ones of what she bought. And so she was like, she needs my help to show it on my page or something. Because okay, at first she was like she needed me to help her sell, and then I'm like, oh, I don't really sell wigs. What I do is like ventilate, wig, revamp, and all those things. I don't like sell hair like that. So I told her, okay, I can give her somebody's number. And she was like, okay, that okay, she can just send them to me, and then I style it the way I want, and I just advertise it. Excuse me. And then I just advertise it to like you people. So I was like, okay, so she sent two, and one is just bundles and one is a wig, right? And so this is what it looks like, this clip right now. This is what it looks like. That's for the bundles, and I tried it with heat. Actually, this is also what it looks like with heat. So since it was bundles, right, it's like a kinky straight, kinky yaki straight stuff. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to ventilate because I didn't want something that's going to take too long. So I just ventilated this. I ventilated this like a 2 by 5. This is like a 2 by 5. So I ventilated this and I'm going to wig it. Now this video is me showing you how I'm going to wig this, like how I'll sew it to the wig cap, how I'm going to adjust it, and the whole. I don't know if I'm going to leave it straight or I'll curl it, but however, the thing is, she needs your help. If after I do this and it looks nice to you, please, I'm going to put her number on the screen or somewhere. You like it, just reach out to her. She stays in Abuja. I'm sure she'll be able to deliver to you wherever you are if you like it. Now the second hair is already a wig. This is the second hair, okay? I hope this is very clear. So what I'm going to do with this is like already a fringe wig. So I'm just going to like cut out the bangs. I think I'll remove some hairs from here, but I'm not showing that. That one is going to be like on my TikTok. I'm going to put my TikTok handle is still wigs by Pam, and then my other TikTok account underscore Pamela no underscore. I'm sure going to put everything. So I'm like going to like say the whole gist on my TikTok account. That's like the Pamela one, not the wigs one. I'll say the whole story of like what happened and what happened. But yeah, so I'm just going to restyle this. So, and I'm also going to put the end products of this one. And if you guys see it and you like it, please do well to reach out to her. She's just trying to sell them. This is one that accepted hit. Okay, so it means you can curl this. Can you see that? It means you can curl this. Just for watching this video to the end, like it, subscribe, watch other ones that I have. Help me watch my videos. I'm almost at 3K watchers, and when I get to 3K watchers, you guys can send me money to say thank you. So please watch this video to the end and I'll see you in the next clip.
Okay, so this is my canvas head now. This is the one I use. I got this few months back, and this is the size 22. That's like an average head. And so I made all these marks. I used my tape to like make all these marks so that I can. It's going to be easier for me to like just make a customized wig. Do you get? So I use this mesh cap, and this is the back. That's the side that has these two lines joining together. That is what I use for the back. That is what I do. You don't have to do the same thing. So now I'm putting it on these lines that I have. Some people like when they do it, they have their tape to have the measurements and everything. This I just marked it so that once I'm putting it, it's there. Do you understand? So I'm adjusting everything to the mark, and I'm just going to use my paint to hold down all of the parts. So the first one, now this is the back side, the first one, the other one, this other side, and yeah. And also when I'm wigging, what I've realized is that if I do it according to the mark that I've put, by the time I'm done wigging, it's like the cap becomes smaller. So I always make sure to bring it out a bit, just a bit, you get, so that even when I'm done wigging, we have the same size. It doesn't easy contract, I'll call it. So this is the space that we have, and I'm just going to pull everything like this, use my pin to hold down, and then go ahead and sew. And you guys, everything has to be neat. The fact that it is yeah, just I just know anything doesn't mean you should do it anyhow. It should be neat. So yeah, this was it after I adjusted. You see, it's looking fine. Yeah, this is how it should be. Don't be doing anyhow because it's inside. Anybody will say no. So our closure, like I said earlier, it's a 2 by 5. It was a 5 by 5 closure. I divided into two. So I just I just ventilated on it and I made it into a 2 by 5 closure. And so let's bring you guys in. So what I do is I just bring it out a bit, my closure, right? I bring it out a bit because it helps with covering the sides of the hair. That's where the lace touches the wig cap. Because if you don't do it that way, it's going to be visible. It's going to be showing. I don't know. You understand what I mean by the time I'm done. So I just go ahead to cut out the sides. You don't have to do this, but this is what I do. I cut out the sides. That is from where I brought out, right? And then um after I'm done cutting the sides, I will just now tuck them in because I don't like to sew it that way. I know some people do it, they just place their closure and then they go ahead to sew. For me, I like everything looking neat. I don't know, but yeah, that's just me. So I just tuck it in like that. If it's just a normal closure like the one you buy in the market, okay, yeah, this one I bought in the market, but like the one that has the sides where it's like they sew it already, you don't have to do this. Okay, but since it comes this way, since it's already like this, so I just have to tuck it in and then you can see that everything is neat and that's how it should be. Okay, so I'm using this eyeliner pencil that I have for my guideline. This is what I'm always using, and you don't want to press. If you're using this, you don't want to press it because your pencil will just finish. So I don't even measure anymore because I've been doing this for a long time, so yeah, we can see I'm used to it. So yeah, I just make my guidelines, and if this is going to be too difficult for you, just put your tip and you should measure like one. I don't know, is it one or 1.5? So I think we have how many? That's nine. That's nine. So I'm just going to connect them to the end of the recap or the edge, right? And you want to be careful when doing this because you don't want to like do it anyhow and then you end up not having space, or do it anyhow again and you end up having too much space. So you can see that I left that to go to the top because I felt like I wasn't going to have space left, but I ended up even having too much space. But I found a way to, like just make it work. And so like the lines you are leaving, right? If you are leaving like if you're not going to be skipping too much line, it means you are going to be like you're not going to double wefts, okay? But this one now that I'm doing, it means I'm going to double wefts. Do you understand? But there's a part where I will not double weft. There's a part where I will double weft, depending on the length of my bundles, depending on how much, yeah, depending on the length of my bundles. So yeah, after I was done with this, I realized that okay, I'm going to have to single weft for the first three and then double the remaining. And then for the last one that touches the closure is going to be single. Okay. So yeah, what I do is I lose the before I wig, I always lose the bundles to see to measure what is going to or how it's going to be so that I don't end up not having anything to work with. You understand? This is very, very important. So yeah, this is it, and then we go into weekend. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to double weft, and before you start wigging, make sure you always like pull out your thread that way, because when you like put your needle to go in, it's going to stretch or like go with some part of the thread. So you want to make sure you pull out a bit much so that by the time your needle goes in, your thread doesn't come out. So you just double weft this way. You're putting it next now. You're putting one next to the other one. I'm sorry, you guys. I forgot that I was supposed to be recording on landscape, right? And then I was recording on portrait mode. I totally forgot. So that's why these other clips are like this. So yeah, again, you pull out and make sure that when you sew, right, you cut out the thread. So now we're going to start our first line. And I'm just going to carefully place it on the wig cap and then bring down the what's it called? I don't know, And then for the like first three stitches, I just use my hand to make sure the needle goes in before I start like going in with the machine properly. And then you want to make sure you always backstage. When you don't backstage, it's going to lose. So you're always backstage, okay? And yeah, you backstage and then you start going, you start sewing. And you also want to be careful, don't rush it because you don't want to pull your cap. You don't want to have bumps. So you want to make sure you go in carefully. Okay, so yeah, you just use your hand to arrange as you are moving, you are arranging as you're moving, you are arranging and you are sewing that way. And um so when I'm sewing and I'm getting to the end, I don't sew to the end before I cut. I just cut and like just look at what's going to be left and then I cut, then I finish it up off. And also my backstage at the end also just do a backstage when I'm starting, I backstage while I get to the end of it. That's to make everything secure. And then you also want to make sure again you cut your thread because you don't want to finish wicking and you have thread left. It's going to make your work look very unpresentable and unprofessional, and we don't want that. So this is our first stitch. This is what it's looking like, very cute, you know. So yeah, on to the next one is basically the same thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to pull out some thread, put my needle to go in like 2 times, 3 times before I just start going in normally. And again, I am going to backstitch because I don't want anything to lose, right? So yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned, I think I did. I said for the first four, I'm going to be doing like the single wefts. I'm not doubling anything because I measured and I saw that, okay, if I double weft everything, I'm not going to have enough to work with. So for the first four ones, for the first four lines, I'm just single wefting. And then for the remaining, I'm going to double. And yeah. So now I'm like close to the top and I'm going to be double wefting. That's like I'm putting the bundles that I double weft, and that is how I place it. You can decide to turn it, do you get? But I'm going to turn it when I get to the top, okay? So you just place it and so how you usually do, like how I've explained. And at the top now, or the middle part, it's quite tricky. So you really, really, really want to make sure you are not pulling on your weaker, because when you pull, that is when you're going to have bumps. When you pull, that's when you're going to have bumps. So you have to be careful. Just use your hands to like make a way or make a path as you're moving. You're not pulling. You're just making everything flat as you're sewing, right? And you continue that way. And yeah, so now I've gotten to the top part, and what I have left, I'm not losing it because I really want to put everything. So you can see that this time around I turn it because it's going to sham look nice in a way. I don't know. So, but you can also like just turn it this way when you are wigging. That's for the ones you've double weft. Okay, you don't have to do it the way I said. You can just do it this way from beginning to the end. So because this is what I have left, and I don't want to lose, it, I want to put everything inside. So for it to lay flat, that's why I'm turning it this way at the top. That's for the one that joins the closure, right? And yeah, you just sew, and again you make sure you don't pull your cap so you don't end up having bumps, and you always double stitch, you guys. So yeah, this is what it's looking like. You can see that everything is flat. We don't have any bumps whatsoever. And yes, guys, this is what the hair looks like right now. See, okay, I didn't tell you the bundles are going for 10,000 naira. I'm going to put her number, her phone number, and then her TikTok handle. So please, if you see this, you like it, just rush to her DM or just text her on WhatsApp or something. This is what the hair is looking like. This is like the full view, just 18 inches. And oh my god, I'm going to wear these and do my outfit videos, and you guys are going to see that it's looking really really nice. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.